This is Craig Haugard with your Financial Issues Ag Update. The grain markets were pretty quiet ahead of today's USDA crop production and supply and demand reports. We had corn prices slightly higher yesterday on a decline in crop conditions, but the gains were limited by the idea there's still going to be a huge crop. It's too early to detect the extent of the damage done to the Iowa corn crop after a storm swept through that state Monday evening. The bigger impact may be on the basis levels in Iowa, as reports indicated that over 60 commercial grain storage locations lost at least one grain bin to wind damage. We already saw the basis in portions of Iowa weaken yesterday as a result of the storm damage and lack of storage. In the overnight trade, we have spot futures trading a penny higher as I record this. Soybean prices finished slightly higher ahead of today's USDA report. The market was encouraged by the announcement of the sale of 132,000 metric tons of soybeans to China for the 2021 marketing year. Gains were limited, however, by mostly favorable weather and improving conditions as reflected in Monday's crop condition report. Soybean products were weaker, with soybean oil down in sympathy with a lower palm oil market. In the overnight trade, we have spot futures trading down a penny. Wheat prices drew strength from a decline in the spring wheat condition and technical buying, but gains continue to be limited by slow demand for U.S. wheat and plentiful world supplies. The U.S. once again missed out on the Egyptian tender, with all of that business going to Russia. In the overnight trade, we have Chicago 3 cents lower, Kansas City is down 2, while Minneapolis is unchanged. Cotton futures turned in a fairly solid session, with December futures finishing up 69 points as they settle at 63.49. In the overnight trade, we have spot futures up an additional 4 points as I record this. Livestock futures turned in a split session. We had the October live cattle futures ending the day $1.15 higher, while September feeder cattle were $1.22.5 higher at the closing bell. Lean hog futures came under some downward pressure, with the October futures closing down an even $2. Class 3 milk futures seem to be consolidating in a very narrow trading range. That was the case again yesterday, with the August futures finishing down 4 points as they settle at 19.39, and we're trading a solitary point lower in the overnight trade. Meat cutout values were stronger straight across the board yesterday. We had choice box beef 88 cents higher as it closed at 208.08. Select boxes were up $1.09, settling at 195.02. And pork carcass cutout values were 32 cents higher as they ended the day at $70.39 per hundredweight. This has been Craig Haugard with your Financial Issues Ag Update. We'll be right back with more financial issues after this.